Hey, this is Brian Frasier Moore. I'm in town, I'm in Rotterdam with Justin Timberlake. And I just wanted to tell you a little about myself. I grew up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My father was a pastor, a minister. So church has always been a part of my core and has been since I can even remember. Growing up in church, man, I tell you, I have to equate so many things to my career nowadays that I gleaned from church. I just remember this guy, Al Ingram. He used to play the organ all the time, and he says, when I play this organ, you watch my right hand. And his right hand would always do the tempo of the song, no matter if it was a fast song, no matter if it was a slow song, he would always do the tempo. So I just vividly remember that, and it just always helped me to stay on, to stay in time, to stay aware of things that were going on around me, to pay attention to details, to pay attention to moods, emotions, looks, all of these things. Church was the basis for pretty much everything that I use now as a professional drummer. So I was 5 years old, I remember, playing at church conventions. Church of God in Christ is where the denomination that I'm a part of. So I remember my mom waking me up. Wake up, Brian, wake up. You gotta play for the choir. It's like most kids would go to the amusement parks on the weekends. I would go to Bible study. I would go to Bible study and choir rehearsal and Sunday morning service, Sunday afternoon service, Sunday evening service. But then I probably couldn't understand exactly what was happening or what my parents were trying to instill at that point. But as a grown man, I tell them often that I appreciate them doing that, because not only was it a spiritual base for me, it was a training camp for things to come. So this is church has always been a part of my core. Even playing with artists now, no matter who it is big or small, these artists all want emotion. They want to feel on a live show that the music is moving and that it's touching people. So if you're a church goer like me, you know that sounds pretty familiar, for the music to be one of the strongest departments in the church, because it, not in a bad way, but it plays on the heartstrings of your soul, but in a positive way, in an uplifting way. So growing up in church, playing albums, playing recordings, getting older, trying to find myself, and then I linked up with Jazzy Jeff from Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, hometown of Philadelphia. So I linked up with him, and it opened a whole new world with him and James Porzer, who was one of my best friends, still is my best friend. And he opened my head to studio, and Jeff opened my head to playing with a DJ and more listening, listen. And I think this describes best my playing to today. I don't call myself a really choppy player. I mean, if I have to do it, I'll do it, you know, if that's what the job calls for. But I'm more of an emotional player.